Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pearls of Wisdom. We are coming already up to the full moon, and I want to share a reading with you today. So, we have a very intense time in the moment, as you probably all have experienced by now, too. I can definitely tell you that it's very, very turbulent. My last few weeks have been really, really also. I also went through a poisoning, and it seems that I feel very strongly that we resolve karma not only for ourselves, but generally also for some ancestor lines. And what is very important here to see, what I see that's also coming out here, when we talk about past lives, but in a way, this is not correct. The real way is not like the recycling system of the false matrix, but it is like when we have a soul and say the personality number one is the very first to have an experience. And then the personality number two, when it's being born, it has already the experience of number one, and so on and so on. So, for example, the personality number 10 has already experienced from 10 different other beings who have been here, but it's never that you are your past lives in that way, because it's not you every time. It is a more, we can say, upgraded being with more experience that incarnates. But it's always the same soul. So we redeem the life of all those beings, like, for example, say when we have 20, 50, whatever lives, that you can see that your personality number 6 and 8 and 15 and 24, they all have the same kind of problem line that you take that on to redeem. And so, what is a question that comes often to me, and I just was talking about this morning about it, that it's not like a punishment, but that many people, especially those light workers, those who are awakening, those who work with light, go sometimes to very, very powerful challenges, let's say like this, challenges, because they don't have only to redeem themselves to move forward, but there is backpack from the past. And this is what is coming out so clearly here in this horoscope. And we are here when you look at the Sun and the Mercury in conjunction at the end of Capricorn. So the end of a material cycle, we can say. And here is also Pluto. Pluto is now in Capricorn too. So this transformation, the journey through the underworld that you can find in mythology, that you can transform into like sequences in your own life. This is a very powerful experience that you can make, and you see Pluto is completely disconnected from the other planets, which means that this is also very, very unconscious. Pluto has just entered Capricorn, and it is now going through that process of, yeah, I mean, it's literally the butterfly process. That's something, the old me, the caterpillar is dying and being transformed. So the moment when the sun, the consciousness, the Mercury are moving into Aquarius, this is an awakening in another dimension. And all those who are aligned with this higher purpose, with the higher purpose. And what is it here? You can see this very bold red triangle. We have here Uranus, and Uranus is still in Aries, just on the last degree too, moving into Taurus afterwards. So this is that manifestation. This is that new beginning of a higher consciousness level. And it is not just like a new learning, or for example, you learn a new profession, or you read a book that helps you, but this is so much more. This is so much more like bringing you to a complete different level of comprehension, of inner standing, not understanding. And what is so important in the time now, this is even visible here in the triangle from Saturn. You can see here the trine going to Mars, that this male dominance in the negative way in Gemini is now seen. And actually, this is what comes up a lot in this disclosure. Because, and I'm not blaming men, please be very clear about that. I'm talking the male energy, the male part of polarity that has moved into duality of judgment, that has taken over. This is why it is so important that in this full moon, it's like a rebirth and the taking back of the power, the moon in Leo, the queen rising in a way. But this is not just the queen because it's a physical woman, but it is the queen within each person, with each man, talking human. And even if we have a male or a female body, this is just part of our expression. And this is part of what we have to redeem in this lifetime. And we have chosen a gender that helps us more, that helps us better to redeem what we came here for. So it is a time that a lot of things happen that you might not understand in your life. If you are familiar with some of the so-called past lives, that you also have met several peoples again and again and again. And I think this is something that is very important to understand, that in different lives, we always had kind of similar game players on our stage to teach each other a lesson. And we can say that everything in the outside world is in a way a mirror. For example, in your personal life, it's a mirror of yourself and what you have achieved and where you're going. And on the whole global stage, it is the mirror of humanity. And this is so clear now when this ascension process is happening, and it's not over. We're not there yet, but we are in the midst of that process of rising in our frequency higher and higher. And here we have another very strong aspect that we are moving now let me put that way, that right now the full moon and the ascending part of the moon till the dark moon is still a time of letting go and letting die of these old behaviors. And then we have afterwards, when we have the sun in Aquarius, this will be the consciousness level that is moving forward. And then we see the opposite. It's always an opposition. So when the sun is in Aquarius here, then the moon will come back here next full moon to be in Leo. And this is again, it might be in the beginning of Virgo. But the topic here is that we can access the energy, the knowledge, the wisdom of what was before. And this is coming then in Virgo. So we go now through the process of taking back our power. That's what the moon, the soul aspect of us, is doing in connection with Uranus. We see that this is a red aspect, and this is a challenge. And again, the challenge, what is it? It is that we are so much programmed to be not worthy. You're not good enough, you don't have enough. I just fell prey to that too when I was confronted with something. And for a moment, I was going into poverty consciousness. And this is just a pattern. Then, whoops, no, that's not me. I see through it, and I see the abundance on the other side. And the interesting thing is that really when you look from this part, from this side, then there is a way to go forward, to move forward. And I think the most important thing now when I see this here is to visualize the new that you want so that it really can come. We have to hold this energy, to hold this energy. I talked about that before, and especially the approaching the day where people gonna celebrate love. Why are we here? Why did we ever agree to a physical life? And it's to learn to love. That's all that is. That's our task. And what is the dark side doing is holding us away from loving, because that energy, that light energy, that energy that is elevating us, has no room for those negative energies. That's why they fight it. And this is exactly what we need to still focus on here, especially, see, this is the persona. This is the part that is brainwashed. This here, the sun, is the consciousness. This is the consciousness that can connect to anything because it's not material. So the more you focus on your consciousness, which you can do in meditation, and I'm not just talking about sitting down, crossing your leg and meditating. It can be a walking meditation. It can be even sports or something. I have somebody who is starting to learn boxing, and she said that this is helping her so much, that just bum this alignment energy, and from there into martial art, which is also coming out from the Hara center, to balance and to align your body. And to align, you have to be aligned with the earth. And that's another aspect which is so important, what people mostly don't understand. A lot of, especially also light workers, they still want to run away, and they still wait that others come to rescue them. No, they won't. We will not be rescued, and it is no reason to be rescued, because we are here to ground here the earth, to help the earth and us, everything what is material, what is physical, to transcend into a higher frequency. And this is what is the golden age, what they talk about. This is not about, and I'm sorry, but we are not entering the age of Aquarius. It takes another about, I think, 300 or 600 years, I forgot, to get there. But it has nothing to do with this aspect. It has something to do with the transformation. Again, I am the microcosmos within the macrocosmos. If I change, the macrocosmos is changing. Now, this is what's happening with the ascension. The more people change, the faster we can ascend. And this is why you have to change. It is no way that you can change somebody else. You can offer people solutions, but they have to go there themselves, because otherwise they do it half-heartedly, or they just go with it. Okay, she said I should go there, so I go. But you have to bring up the willpower. You have to be ready to change, to shift. Only if this readiness is there, and you are also ready to take those steps forward in your consciousness, and accept exactly what is in your life right now, with all the problems that are there. That's the only way out. And if you don't accept and want to run around, the problems, they come with you. You cannot get rid of them, because that is your mirror. And what you see in the mirror is your face. And what you see in the mirror is God, and God is you. And this is the part of the divine within you, having that human experience that is in the process of being redeemed, of moving into a higher consciousness level. And this is what we have to achieve. And you see also Saturn is here still in Aquarius, and here the MC is in Aquarius, which is the goal that we have to reach. And this is the awareness. the clear awareness, I am a spiritual being having a human experience. And I know I said that many times, but I have to say it again and again because that's the key to all that is. And then you have to let go. You have to surrender. You have to surrender to love. You have to surrender to your healing. And in especially this time, I was outside. I was walking last night, and the stars were so absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. Jupiter was just straight up when I went out there, and I just said, I am ready for healing. I am ready for changes. I'm ready for abundance. I'm ready for forward movements. I'm ready to forgive in gratitude. So it is. You just say what you need to say. And the moment you say that, you will attract the forces to help you to get there. And it is especially forgiveness is such a difficult topic. Oh, I don't forgive this person. She doesn't deserve it. I said, no, maybe she doesn't. It doesn't, but it doesn't matter. But if you don't forgive, you are connected with that person, and that person will pull you down. When you forgive, that whatever that person has done is his or her karma. This is not yours. And even if they stole your house or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. That person was here to fulfill some karma also for you. And it doesn't matter what you feel about it, you have to accept. And I can just also repeat that the true master is not the one that doesn't want anything anymore, but the one that doesn't want to avoid anything anymore. We are still on a trip of avoidance. No, I don't want to do that. I don't do that. But it's right in front of your nose, and you have to. You have to go through it because it's there. You have chosen to be there. And I think the surrendering to understand that where you are, you have chosen to be, is the only way that really see here Jupiter with the two yellow lines, Venus lines, one go to the moon, which connects the sun consciousness, and the Mercury, the persona. And this is the expansion in Taurus. And again, why is the expansion in Taurus? Because we need to ground. We need to ground ourselves into the earth to be able to rise. It's like a tree. A tree doesn't have good roots. When the next storm comes, bang, the tree's gone. So here Mars is just still in the 12th house in Gemini here with the trine. That is the balance when we set here, when we have Venus here, the surrender to love. The goal is the 10th house is the goal, the surrender to love unconditionally. Even if we know or don't know consciously what it is about, ask yourself always when you have a difficult time to decide, what would love do now? Don't ask your ego, don't ask your mind. You will never get the right answer. And feel into it. And once you can do that, then Mars will be redeemed and you will take back your power because Mars is energy. We are energy. We are energy and we have consciousness. That is the main thing. We are conscious energy. And from there, as a physical body that has incarnated into a physical body, conscious energy wants to do what? Expand. And that's what we are doing when we are learning. But it's not doing it when we learn with the head, when we read books, for example. But we learn when we experience. And I encourage everybody to, for example, young people who are standing in front of choosing if I want to go to study at a university or do I want to go into a practical thing. Go into a practical life because that will help you, that will treat you forward because most of the programs at the universities are sponsored by some big pharma, big companies, big whatever behind it. And it's not just pharma, it's all others too that are brainwashing you. So go out there. I know a lot of people who have studied whatever have one or two or three PhD, they have no job. you cannot use these people because they are so much in their head that all the practicality is gone. So the important thing is to be practical. You can learn. I mean, we have today so many options to learn. And if you are good in whatever, you will have your own venture. You are an entrepreneur. You can open your own business. And especially in this shift in the moment when people start to move away from the big corporate shops also, for example, like big shopping malls. I go once in a month or so to that because there is still a couple things there that I cannot go get anywhere else. But the rest I buy very in a very easy way in little places in markets, and this is so much more personal too. So you can start to support the individual who has had the chance or the courage to move away from the big super stores or whatever. And that is the part that changes society. So we can have again things around us, surrounding us, to support each other so that everybody can use his and her skills. And this is here. We can see it's not visible yet completely, but that is the aspect of creativity that will bring us forward. It's not yet visible, but the moment when we move forward, when we keep visualizing what we really want, it will happen. And this is what is important in the moment with these political changes, with all the world changes that we have in the moment, that you stay in your power and you find a way to survive in a decent way and not in the prepper way with fear behind, oh my God, I have to blah, blah, blah. No, because you know you have the knowledge, you have the power, you have the practical ability, the creative ideas to survive, to move forward, to go into a higher dimension. And the process of that metamorphosis that you're going through is like a ladder. It's step by step by step, going forward with your conscious awareness of what really is happening and what really this ascension is about. And it's not, again, it's not about others coming to rescue us. You are here because you have decided to be here. You have decided to go through that experience. You have to decide it to help that shift. And I know for myself and for people I work with, damn, bring it on. That's what I said. Now, okay, I get it. So same for you. Come on. You have made that statement at one point. Bring it on. That's why you're here. And now we are going through that change that we have waited for lifetimes, many lifetimes. So we are happy now that this shift is happening just right now. And we are going to take back our power, reconnect our soul to who we really are. And then we go into that ascension in consciousness, and we don't need to die. That is happening within our body. But of course, our body has to clear. So many aspects of that ascension process might also be illness that are connected with detox. So I'm just fasting in the moment because I need to go through this detox. I'm forced to. I didn't want to do it. I was fasting before more often, and I kind of push it. Okay, no, blah, blah, blah. Not now. And now I got the kind of hit. And okay, I give in. My head is very stubborn sometimes, and I know most of my friends too. But we have to be stubborn and we have to be strong. We wouldn't be here otherwise anymore. I hope that helps a little bit. So you go through the descending moon phase now. And this 2 weeks is a lot of cleansing, of letting go, of bringing that transformation process to a higher level. I will do a card reading for you in about a week or so, checking out what day. And I wish you a beautiful Valentine Day. And remember, that's why you're here, not for the commercial blah, 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 but you are here to love. That's the thing why you have incarnated. That's why you're here. Bye bye for now.